What's going on, paranormal world? A lot has happened over the past couple of days. Zach Bagans and Tony Spera have been at the forefront of that. Both individuals have had a war of words with each other. Well, more like passages of war. But the main issue I had with this situation was both individuals should have talked privately. I understand their frustration with each other, and I'm happy that Zach Bagans called out Tony. Leave a like down below if you were happy that Zach Bagans spoke his mind. But with both individuals wanting to protect their brand, Zach was defending his crew and the integrity of his show. Tony was doing the same thing with Annabelle. I just feel like it's become a competition. The 2017 Halloween special is what sparked all of this controversial hostility. Tony Spera has always come off entitled. I don't know, I always got that vibe. I guess his connection to the Warrens make him this top echelon paranormal enthusiast. He's definitely cocky. I mean, even in an interview promoting The Nun, he said, quote, "The guys on TV, they know 1/1000 of what Ed knew." He said, "I'm not going to knock anybody, but they don't do it to help people. They just do it for ratings." And that was several years ago he made that statement. Then last Thursday, Tony claimed that Zach and his crew are doing the show for money and doing anything to keep the show on the air. Well, let me just say this about that quote. Regardless if Ghost Adventures is real or not, Ghost Adventures have kept the Travel Channel relevant for the past couple of years, and I'm pretty sure the show is not going anywhere anytime soon. The highest rating show on the network. Why would the Travel Channel take them off the air? I mean, that would be stupid. But Tony went on to say that the Ghost Adventures crew are nothing more than actors and performers. I would have to slightly agree with that because some of the stuff Aaron Goodwin does, it's a little over the top, just like the way he's acting and reacting. Same thing with Zach Bagans. I mean, it seems like he get possessed every episode, but it's still entertaining to watch. But Tony didn't stop his insults there. He also stated that Zach has no idea what he's doing, not in the paranormal sense in any way. Tony then goes on to spiel about how his paranormal team have the ultimate knowledge to fight evil. Talk about being cocky and arrogant. Jason Halls from Ghost Nation and Ghost Hunters even chimed in and said, "If you're claiming to be the real professionals in a field that scientifically can't be proven to exist yet, then it shows your ignorance and how much your ego is out of control." And he made it very clear on his Facebook post that he was referring to Tony Spera and not the Ghost Adventures crew. And one thing I want to talk about and mention is that Tony called out Zach for doing anything for money. Even today, Tony made another statement. And I'll quote, "As some of you may know, Zach from the Ghost Adventures crew has been trashing me big time on social media. His rant was in response to a post I made after seeing the recap/look back at the Annabelle episode. I wasn't happy with what he said about me, so I posted a Facebook post. He went crazy, a rant that I was nasty to him and his crew, that I got paid big money to bring the doll, that I demanded it. That I shouldn't have let him get that close to the doll if it was so dangerous. Zach should be experienced enough to know this himself, wouldn't you think? So guys, here is what really transpired. The producers of the show contacted me and wanted me to bring the doll to Zach's museum for an investigation. I declined, saying it was too dangerous to transport the doll. They asked again. I said no. The third time they called, they said, "What would it take to have you bring the doll out to Las Vegas?" My response was, thinking there was no way they would agree. I said, "It would take $5,000 and 2 first-class tickets, one for Annabelle to sit in the flight in a case next to me, and the understanding that the doll would never be out of my sight and that no one touched her but me." A few days later, they called back and said, "We can do that." So in essence, they called my bluff. I thought it was over and made the incorrect decision to go ahead and take her there. Was I driven by greed? In all honesty, I wanted the $5,000 and I figured that I could accomplish this task safely. Looking back at it, it was the wrong decision. I own that. When I got to Vegas, I stayed in the room by myself all day. I believe it was the following night that they picked me up to go to Zach's museum. They put me in this room to wait for filming, It was like a kitchen area of the museum. I waited for over 2 hours until a production guy came and said we're ready. They cracked open the door to a foyer area. Zach was there telling the camera guys how to frame the shots. He never looked over towards me. The production guy said, "Okay, walk out there." And Zach looked over towards me, didn't smile, didn't say hello, just pointed to the X on the floor and said, "There's your mark." It wasn't until the cameras began rolling that he spoke to me. There was no, "Hey, how's your trip?" or "Thanks for coming all this way." Just, "There's your mark." During the filming, when the cameras were rolling, he spoke to me. He did not really engage me or speak to me at all between the shooting, except to show me around when I showed interest in his multi-million-dollar collection. It was obvious that Zach didn't really think much of me right from the start. When he introduced me, it was not a great intro. Nothing about my years of experience or that I worked decades with Ed and Lorraine Warren. Just that I was the owner of the doll. My express understanding with the producers was that no one, including Zach, can touch the doll. But of course, Zach does what he wants, and he did just that. Do I dislike the guy? No. I don't even know him, but I think he's in it for all the wrong reasons. He kept mentioning in his rant, big money grab, about me and thousands of dollars I demanded. Zach makes between $70,000 and $80,000 per episode. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, as I know your followers will show you this. He is worth at least $30 million. With all my assets, house, car, savings, I'm not worth even close to $1 million. So who's in it for the big money grab? ? If I was such a nasty person on set, then why did they try to get me to come back the following year? I declined. There are nothing but actors on a stage. They could care less about you, me, or helping a family that is being haunted. So I received a check for $5,000. Zach waited until the last second to hand it to me as well. If I left the rosary beads behind, they were for Zach because he needs them. I know who I am and why I do what I do. And it isn't to make $30 million. It's to help people in dire need. Regards, Tony Spera. So wow, look like Tony got a lot of stuff off his chest. But one thing I want to mention, he said that he doesn't really know Zach, but why do you know how much he make and how he's feeling, and you say he's not a real paranormal investigator? I mean, it seems like you know a little or something about him, to make those kind of comments. And you're claiming that he's in it for the money and everything like that, but you claim not to know him. And I want to get my 2 cents in. What about the Warrens making their whole paranormal career into a profit and fame organization? Books, money, movies, documentaries, a museum. And I'm not hating or anything. I just call a spade a spade. I don't hold my tongue. My subscribers know me. I call it like I see it. I don't hold back, and I'm truthful with what I say. And I think it's just hypocritical for Tony to be promoting this Hollywood movie while talking down on paranormal investigators. And the movies that he's promoting for the Warrens, it was the Conjuring movies, the Conjuring universe, you know about them. The movies are supposedly based on true events, but to be honest, the Warrens probably made up all those stories. And I know for a fact that The Nun was made up, but the Conjuring and Conjuring 2, Annabelle, those movies are supposedly real. And we all know that the Warrens fabricated a lot of stuff and had a lot of inconsistencies with these paranormal huntings and their storytelling. So, it's a lot of stuff that went on with the Warrens. And while I'm here just talking and stuff, why would Tony bring Annabelle on an airplane with all those innocent people? And here's a hint on why I think Tony will get caught up soon. Because before you board a flight, you have to go through security. I'm pretty sure TSA searched that Annabelle doll thoroughly without oven mitts. They took her out the case and they felt all over her and stuff like that. So did anything happen to the security people, the TSA people? We haven't heard anything. At the end of the day, a lot of these paranormal guys think they're the best, the most reliable, and the safest paranormal investigator. I just hope everyone can move past this. Because honestly, I feel like nobody was really checking for Tony Spera. I guess since his museum is closed, he just has a lot of bottled up anger. I don't know. You can even tell by his YouTube channel. he disabled all the comments, especially on the Warren videos. And you know why? Because mostly every comment was someone explaining that the paranormal research that the Warrens collected was fake evidence. And I know a lot of people don't like me bashing Tony or the Warrens, but really I'm not bashing them. I'm just calling it as I see it. Like, if I see anything that I'm suspicious of, I will call it out. Like, I called out Zach Bagans several times. I mean, I call out Aaron Goodwin. I call out anybody. Like I said, man, my subscribers know me and I don't hold back. But overall, I just feel like it was a bad look for the paranormal community. I feel like some of the loopholes are getting exposed. So how do you guys feel about this? Feel free to comment down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already for discussions like this. Anything paranormal, anything horror movie related. If that's something you like, well, subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you can see every time I upload. As always, be safe. Peace.